Good morning, students. In the last class, we have studied in the first lesson measurement, fundamental quantity, derived quantity, area of an irregular shape, and volume of regular shape and volume of irregular shape. Then comes to the density, then some astronomical unit we have studied. In this last class, we have studied about an volume and density together. So there is a small confusion so many is having. I want to clarify it. Now look at the picture. This is a jar having a water or a liquid at a volume level V1 is noted. Now I immersed a stone. Now the water level is raised to 100 ml. Okay. Then what will be the volume? What will be the volume of the irregular stone? Volume of the irregular stone is V2 minus V1. That is what you have to write. 100 minus 60, 40 ml. This is the volume. Are you clear with this? Yes. What is the volume? The water level, raised level minus the initial water level is equal to the volume of the stone. Then from this, how can you find out the density? If suppose you are asked you to find out the volume of the irregular shape of an object, like a stone, so up to this it is enough to write. If the question mention as density, find out the density of an irregular shape of the object such as stone. What is the relation between density and a volume? D is equal to mass per volume, kg per meter cube is the relation between mass per volume. For this diagram, we have found out the volume of the stone. Let mass be the m. It may be any mass. If you know the mass, you can calculate the density. If you don't know the mass, you just write let m be the mass of the stone. Let m be the mass of the stone. Then the density of the stone is equal to mass per volume V2 minus V1. That is equal to m by V kg per meter cube. If I give the mass of an stone, the mass may be 10 grams. Then what is the volume is 40. If I said mass is equal to 10 grams, or else some other mass, then volume is equal to, we find it as 40 ml. Then your density is equal to 10 by 40, cancelling 1 by 4, that is equal to 0.25 is a gram per volume will be cc cube. 0.25. In such a way, you have to do the calculation. The calculation part is not necessary. Calculation part just for an understanding. Purpose, I told you. So in this way, you have to finish writing your detailed answer. Second one, first you have to write the volume. What is an volume? of finding a volume of an irregular object. Volume of an irregular object. First we are taking in measuring jar, pouring in water at some level. That level has to be noted. Then tie the stone in a string and immerse the stone without touching the bottom and sides of the jar, and note down the raised level of the water as V2. Then difference between the level, raised level and the initial level, gives the volume of the object. Once we find the volume, it is easy to find out the density. What is the density relationship between volume and density? D is equal to, by the formula we can say D is equal to M by V. Let M be the mass of the stone and density of the stone is equal to mass per volume. By knowing the mass and volume, we can calculate the density of the stone. This is the conclusion you have to write for your detailed answer. Okay. Because of two different points at the last point, you are confused on that day. In your activity, the diagram is given 40 and 30, but in this question, the density question answer, it is given as 60 and 40. Whatever be the level of the water, no problem. You must know the concept, what is the raised volume level and the initial volume level. By finding the difference, you will calculate the volume of the irregular object, and using the formula you can find out the density of an irregular shape of an object. This is the answer. Before by hearting the answer, I want to know whether you are understood the concept or not, whether it is clear to you or not. Reply me, is it clear to you? Okay, thank you. Then I will give the 1 mark answers for your notification to read and write. That's all. The first lesson is over. Okay.